Wick was certain someone was coming. He sat upon a stump near the head of the trail and waited. He could hear the crickets singing brilliantly to the dawning sun, but as the sun climbed higher in the sky, he began to doubt, and his doubt comforted him. After all, the very idea that a person might have a premonition of the future implied, somehow, that the future might indeed be determinate, and Wick did not believe in a determinate future. He smiled to himself, pulled on a blade of grass until it gently gave way, revealing a sweet, juicy white core. He nipped the white part off with his teeth, crossed his legs on the stump, closed his eyes, and began to think deeply. Wick awaited the future, and of course it came with every rolling now. But it was the further future that could tell of determination if it arrived. Not just anyone coming down the path would mean that, for that was what paths were for. But if a certain someone. The cricket hopped aboard the sitting Wick, chewing some blades of grass. The future awaited them as they awaited it. They had just returned from a 5-star restaurant dinner with a 6-star general, as now they rested their light forms beneath a 1,000,000-star sky. "We are the stars of this reality show," Crick remarked. "From the stars cometh our help." They soon encountered a young man walking toward them. "He looks just like you, Wick," Crick noted, "though he's much younger." "He sure does. Oh, it is me. It is my younger self. The past has arrived." "How do you know this?" "Maybe we're imagining it. Because once when I was his age, I met my older self. Although I didn't believe anything that he told me at the time. I was stubborn. I just wouldn't listen, even though he knew my name, my history, and my future. And this future played out? Yes, in general. But there was a more or lessness about it. Holy cripes! Look, Wick, your younger self is walking right up to us. He's real." Wick, the older self of the present, said to his past and younger self, "Hello, my younger self same. Do you know my name?" said the younger self. "I know you not." "I told you," he said to Crick, "that he wouldn't know me." "Well," Crick said, "at least you're older and wiser now than he." They rested and bit off some more roots of grass for a while. "Criminy, Wick! Uh-oh! A very old man is now walking toward us, don't tell me. He looks just like you, Wick, although he's much older than you." "It is me, of course. He is my older self." "How do you know this?" "I just have a feeling. Remember, I am wiser now." The older self of the future said to the younger self of the present, "Hello, Wick, my younger self same. Do you know my name?" Said Wick, the younger self, "I know you. Yes, I know you very well. You're my older self same. I thought you'd be coming along." The old man smiled and walked on, rejoicing. "He knows me, he knows me." They could hear him saying this over and over to himself as he went down the trail.
Wick fell off the stump. He hadn't slept for nearly 24 hours, and so he drifted off and fell. He laughed as he lifted himself from a clump of columbine. Stupid dream, younger self, older self, impossible. The present point is where all things unfold, where horses named Caramel sleep, where would-be consciences look like crickets and fall in love. It is true, I recognize my past self. It is precisely who I am today, and I recognize my future self as well. It too is precisely who I am at this moment. This moment is where we are, all of us. This moment is our universe, our eternity, and it just keeps moving on and on, at the velocity of universal free fall, and that's all right. Every moment is a new configuration, a configuration of matter and energy that has never existed in this precise way before. The old configurations are neither stored nor preserved in space-time. Space-time belongs on the shelf with the brothers Grimm. There are no paradoxes. There is only life and learning and a continuation of the shifting configurations that will happen forever on this moving three-space we call the present. The cricket was still singing high on the hill. He was starting to sound a bit gruff. "He's going to wear his wings and legs away if he's not careful," Wick whispered. He crawled back onto the stump and waited. Chirrup, chirp. Did that elder younger self same stuff really just happen, Wick? It seemed like a dream. Do dreams count toward our experiences? You mean, are they an input to what we become? I thought I might have said that or such. Well, I guess they would, but not so much, I'd say, since they tend to fade away from memory. I suppose that what we go through in them remains in us in some way. We wrote it down, and so now it will come fully back to us when we read it again someday. Yes, and so it must still be in there. Do you think the feeling of déjà vu is from having been somewhere similar in a dream? Sounds good to me. What if a dream came true? Well, that might be likely, since perhaps dreams are of what we wish for sometimes, except for the nightmares, of course. I have a dream of figuring out resting light. Sleep on it and it may come to you.